Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2023. Just settling into the afternoon hours of this fine Saturday, we have another very exciting matchup for you guys here today. We got Brazil going up against Thailand for their tournament lives. Got some conditional matches to work our way towards, and this is going to be the first for these two teams. As always, my name is Sparky, and I am joined in the commentary booth by none other than Surf Chew. Surf, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing very well. Well, I just noticed that for all the time, ever since last year, I would think when I started doing World Cup commentary, I think this is the first time we'll be sitting in the same booth together, which is nice.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So, we have two very strong teams in front of us here. We've got Brazil with Makaba, Silly Fangirl, Lothus, and screen transition before I was able to read off all the names. But going up against Thailand here, captained by Lost Cool and surrounded by three very strong players of their own. It's going to be very interesting. This matchup could prove to be very contentious compared to the other ones we've had to start off the semifinals. Some very conclusive results to start things off, but this one I think has the potential to go the distance. What do you think?
That is definitely indeed what I'm thinking of. Though I've heard from like a few people that I've been working with, especially during the Maple selection team, that I've heard that Brazil might be a bit favored in this match, especially with how consistent they have been throughout the entire thing. Though Thailand has like a pretty decent support crew to Lost School. Like Christina has a bit, I guess, of a consistency issue from what we've seen from their previous matches, but they're doing, like, just give them enough room to shine and they will deliver. So Thailand has quite a solid ground to stand on, at least. But yeah, now we're looking at the bans here. Kind of straightforward. Thailand will be banning Rice 1 and Brazil banning LN4. Pretty straightforward, as I mentioned.
Yeah, just maybe trying to target out some of the comfort picks from their respective countries. Brazil, a very Rice dominant team. We've seen the battering ram of Lothus and Silly Fangirl kind of annihilating some of these Rice charts. Meanwhile, Thailand, when you have Lost Cool on your side, these LN charts can definitely prove to be very favorable. But that being said, Rice 2 being the first pick for Thailand here.
That is kind of weird to see them opening with the rice chart. Like, I would have thought that they would have picked what was the title of that Lime song again?
We can just refer to it as a Lime song.
Yeah, we'll just refer to the Lime song for now. But yeah, like, I'm kind of surprised because I would have expected Sekos being picked by Brazil.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe the style of the chart itself, maybe Thailand was finding success with it in their practice runs where maybe they were just getting really consistent scores. And I mean, historically, Brazil coming in with rosters relatively unchanged, and you kind of know what to expect, the strengths and weaknesses of the players on that side. So maybe they saw it, they were like, historically Brazil maybe hasn't been as good on a chart like this, so maybe we can kind of lead off with this, especially since the format has expanded. We are in a 1st to 6 format, so you do have a little bit of wiggle room to play around with in these early picks. Maybe just kind of feel out your opponent a little bit, as we see Lost Cool and Natsurio coming in for Thailand. Lothus standing alone for Brazil, waiting for the second to come in. It looks like it's going to be Silly Fangirl coming in.
Yep, not surprised with Silly Fangirl going in as their second player. Like, Brazil's other two players are pretty strong as well, but for a pick like this, like, despite being a bit more the denser of the two core team picks, this is a bit more brackety as well. Like, this is still relatively comfortable over the other Rice picks, which I would think that Lotus and Silly Fangirl should be able to hit them pretty decently.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it really just come down to how warmed up these two teams are, how prepared they are to face off on this pick. It's always one thing to be able to nail it in practice, but being able to perform it on the big stage is really what separates those good teams from the championship winning teams. And as we wait for the players to ready up, we see the MP Star command come out. It is going to be Lotus and Silly Fangirl going against Lostco and Natsurio. On Rice 2 is going to be Seekus here, Thailand's first pick.
Immediately, the tension is building up with this slow start. Ooh, Law School. Okay.
Yeah, just completely missing the first note there from Law School. It is the first note of the match, so not going to do as much damage as if though it were somewhere in the middle, but it is going to hand this relatively small lead to Brazil to work with right out of the gate as Law School starts to build up here.
Law School should be able to get that accuracy up as pretty much quickly. I mean, we're already seeing them at 99.69, and Natsurio just behind Law School, but both Brazilian players, like, their accuracy is pretty cracked.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Natsurio gets first drop.
Finding the drop on the transition. Lotus trades it back, so no harm, no foul here, but the battle between Silly Fangirl and Law School is being won by Silly at the moment. That's really cushioning this lead that Brazil has built up while both respective players start to climb back up to that 400 combo cap. Natsurio going to hit that first, maybe going to be able to make a bit of a dent in this lead as we make our way into the back half of the chart now.
The second half is a bit more straining on the stamina front, especially that this is a bit denser than the first one, so Natsurio has to be careful. And there you go, like, everyone here has to be super careful with this part, because like the stamina here is going to be draining. Like, there's no breaks now.
Yeah, for sure. Just non-stop action here. Last quarter and the next transition catching out Natsurio. A couple of drops more. And I think the density is starting to catch up to him a little bit. Lotus does eventually trade it back, but the damage is being done at the moment. Brazil kind of running away with it, but Lotus finding a substantial drop. Gonna shrink this lead just a little bit. Able to stay ahead for the moment. But right now, Law School is winning that accuracy battle now against Silly Fangirl. So any more drops from Lotus gonna be doing some significant damage at this point. And there's another couple.
Ooh.
It's coming down to the wire here, last lever of chart.
But Silly Fangirl just doing enough to keep Brazil afloat. And there you go, they get the first breakpoint.
Oh, that is way closer than it needed to be. Law School doing everything in their power to try a V1SS bar, that one singular drop at the beginning. You wonder if maybe they hadn't found that miss. They could have taken it. It was inside 2,000 points there.
Well, as Law School already mentioned, it meant just pressing the wrong key.
Oh boy. It's those little things that make a big difference. And it will be Brazil taking the first breakpoint in this match to go up 1-0.
Okay, so I don't know if electromagnetic retribution or Rise 2 might be a safe pick for Brazil now, considering how Thailand has just kept up on the harder chord stream pick. I guess this might be the first time we'll be seeing either Chronostasis or Uncharted Sky being picked.
Remains to be seen, but Brazil now working with that breakpoint in hand does give you a little bit more flexibility to maybe test the waters a little bit further. We're saying that the Rice pool, the upper half of the map pool, going to be maybe Brazil's next pick, just a matter of which map, but maybe you take a chance on either the LN or the hybrids, see if any of those stick out.
Another thing I've been thinking of, maybe Giselle, but that is not something you'd pick super early. I'd rather see Brazil maybe stick with the rice picks, but not like try to avoid the more straightforward ones.
And looks like
Oh,
it's gonna
they're
be
going
Plastic
for
Girls.
the cord jack. So some
This is
accuracy battle about to come here.
Yeah, accuracy battle indeed. Brazil, not one to shy away from the core jack picks. It's just a matter of can they maintain the consistency to overcome what is probably going to be Lost Coin Natsurio staying in for Thailand. That last pick came down to the wire, despite Brazil building quite a substantial advantage at one point. So definitely not a safe pick by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are no safe picks at all in a match a match this vital. But like,
Fair enough.
if we're working on with expectations, maybe we might be seeing something from Lotus. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, that's the player I have my eyes on at the moment. Anybody that's watched the last couple of rounds Brazil has played knows just how good Lotus can be on charts like this. Remains to be seen though. It takes two to tango on picks like this. Gotta make sure you have the backup lending you the support. And as we make our way through this introduction, basically all square as the players start to settle in. 99.9s on the side of Brazil. 99.8.7 on the side of Thailand, not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination.
And what's concerning is that like this is just the intro. I'm kind of interested to see how they will be able to maintain those accuracies once the chords start to pick up, which is happening right now.
Yeah, you start raining down, very dense to read through 5, 6 note chords coming down with variable frequency, but so far Silly able to hold off Natsurio for the moment. No breaks from either team so far. Lotus does find a bit of an action drop, and Natsurio finds the first couple of breaks.
Oh, and Lotus as well. But Natsurio kind of having troubles with those anchored cord jacks. Lotus getting yet another drop, but that is not going to matter because Natsurio practically rushed an entire anchor.
Yeah, it's very easy to find column rushes on charts with as many anchors as this one has. And it looks like Natsurio going to fall down into that 98% range and give Brazil a bit more of a comfortable cushion to work with compared to Rice 2. Lotus does find another drop as well, but we're basically seeing a mirror image of Rice 2 at the moment. Quarter of the chart left to go. Lotus finding another couple of drops. Silly and Lost School going at it once again. Lost School winning that battle once again by about 0.1%. But these drops, these trades between Lotus and Natsurio favoring the side of Brazil as we make our way into the last eighth of the chart.
Lost School's accuracy is super cracked. Like, what? How are you maintaining 99.9 on the chart this dense? Silly Fangirl not slacking as well.
Oh, but
Time
when
to
all
see
is
how
said
many
and done,
300s.
157, a V1SS from Lost Coal, not going to be enough to see them over the line as Brazil capitalizes on their breakpoint to make it 2-0 now. Oh wow, the margins. Yeah, this is basically core jack maps summarized. You either get incredible ratio or you just find yourself hitting some of these chords just willy-nilly sometimes.
And on 7K, cord jacks are not the most straightforward to hit at all. Like the amount of finger independence you need to make sure you hit those chords that are a bit more spread out.
Yeah, looks like Thailand gonna opt to change course a little bit here. Gonna go LN3 with Replica.
Lotus is going to be going out for Brazil, and I think Makiba should be the one going in, considering that this is LN, or we might see the other substitute.
Yeah, remains to be seen at the moment, and still no substitutions on the side of Thailand. Basically, a dynamic duo looking to see it through for the moment.
Have to see though. Anyways, this is the L density pick, which honestly, this is the one pick I would really expect Thailand to be showing up.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely a very good LN-oriented team. And with LN density, it's one of those where at certain points you can kind of get away with playing it like a rice chart at certain instances. Maybe at the cost of some of your accuracy, but with how close some of these matches can get, maybe just holding on to the combo for just that little bit longer can see you through in certain instances, but remains to be seen. Looks like Makaba getting the invite, appearing in the lobby as well. I imagine we're going to get this third map underway relatively shortly.
As I'm kind of surprised that Thailand is maintaining this duo they have right now, especially with, as far as I know, I think they have a complete roster from like not comparing to last weekend where they didn't have Kenzie, if I'm not mistaken, on their match last week. I would have expected maybe them going in for this one.
Might just be a compositional decision, maybe a bit more comfortable just sticking with these two for the moment, but we are going to get into this third map, see how Thailand do, and Makaba with the early drop here, gonna lend them an early advantage here. Another one to boot.
But Natsurio also trading one of those, but is carrying way better accuracy than Makiba. Like practically just like a 1.5% difference between these two. Lost School and Silly Fangirl carrying similar accuracies, which is what we kind of expected from both of these two.
Yeah, for sure, holding each other at bay, but it is still the same story of slots 1 and 4. Regardless of who's in it, it is going to be very contentious. Makaba finding another break as we transition into the second third of the chart. Are recovering back up into that 98% range, but Natsurio, even despite that drop, traded back by Makaba a full percent ahead at the moment. And Thailand, reversal of fortune here now with quite the substantial lead on this pick.
Silly Fangirl kind of dropping their accuracy to 99.5, but still super decent. Lost School, just kind of still, like, how are you maintaining that high of an app?
Lost School is just chilling right now as we transition into this next section. Both Makaba and Natsurio just continuing to trade back and forth. Natsurio winning this battle compared to their battles against Lothus, and that is helping extend this lead for Thailand at the moment. Last quarter of the chart left to go. Still 2 FCs left on the board, one on both sides. Who's gonna blink first? Natsurio does find the next drop, only puts a tiny dent in that lead that they have built up. Silly's gonna be the first one to find the drop. Both Brazilians finding misses here at the very end of the chart, and this lead is going to skyrocket in favor of Thailand. This is exactly what they needed. A bit of a change of pace, working out tremendously in their favor as this chart comes to an end.
Lost School definitely not losing their cool, maintaining a very nice accuracy of 99.69%. And that is a very impressive full combo.
That is ridiculous, 990ing something like that. And Thailand not just a point on the board, makes it 2-1 now.
So definitely everything is just starting to heat up in this match. And it does give Thailand some confidence as well. At least like they know that they are capable of getting an edge on the long notes. Especially that there is still quite a few long note picks left in the pool. Also some hybrid options as well. Like it just opens that door for them.
Yeah, we might see a bit of that L and Rice dichotomy begin to rear its head in this match. Maybe Thailand finding an avenue in against Brazil here. Would not be surprised we see Brazil opt to go back up into that upper half of the map pool. Still 3 rice charts left on the board here. Enough to get them to match point if everything works out in their favor. And it is going to be electromagnetic retribution coming out. Rice 3.
Not surprised, but kind of risky considering what happened on Rice 2 just a bit earlier during the first pick. Like, we saw that it was super close on Sekus earlier. It was just like one miss. That was the difference.
And that's all it comes down to on charts like this. Charts as dense as these. Man, we are in for some, dare I say, electrifying finishes.
It does appear that we'll be seeing a swap here from Makibag, and entering will be Lotus as what we have seen on the other Rice picks. And Thailand still maintaining that duo.
Yeah, dynamic duo. Able to get a point now, notch themselves on the board, give themselves maybe just a little bit of confidence moving forward here. Not that they're lacking any, but it's always difficult finding that first point. And Lotus does check back in for Brazil. Looks like the players are ready. We are going to get into this 4th map of this best of 11. Brazil still in the lead. Thailand looking to find that break point to notch things back even.
We'll have to see now, though, if Thailand is able to keep up on this, similar to what they did on Sekus. This is a bit more comfortable compared to the other one, especially this is leaning more towards the double stairs, triple stair kind of thing, instead of the brackety hell the other chord scene pick was.
And as the players start to climb, you start to see a lot more of the, as you were saying, staircase-oriented patterning. All 4 players managing to cross that 400 combo cap. But Brazil ahead by virtue of their accuracy for the moment. Natsurio down into that low 99% range, but still holding on here. And Lotus is going to find the first break here.
That is quite interesting. Thailand immediately taking advantage of that, but it's still pretty early into the chart. Pretty early, relatively, especially this is only 2 minutes, so we're about to enter the halfway point. Brazil cannot afford making yet another mistake. Natsurio trading that miss. So by virtue of accuracy, it does appear that Brazil will be picking the lead up again.
Yeah, it's going to come down once again. We've seen these cross-map battles begin to develop. It's very contentious between Lotus and Natsurio so far. Silly and Law School holding each other at bay. Natsurio finding another break, and that's going to help cushion this lead for Brazil as they start to run away with it a little bit here. Last third of the chart left to go. Still not out of it just yet. We have seen this story before. Can Lotus hang on, not trade those misses back? There it is. There's a drop from Lotus, though. Last quarter left to go, and this lead is anything but safe right now.
What's pretty interesting is Silly Fangirl is getting the better accuracy over Law School here, but like Thailand is showing some fight here, trying to pull that other side. They're getting away. Ooh, Thailand has quite a cushion here. Silly Fangirl also missing. Thailand pulling ahead. Oh, what a sequence we have here. Thailand well on their way to tying this up 2-2.
Oh my goodness, what a break point. That was looking very comfortable for Brazil at one moment, but
that was a huge drop from Lotus. That was a huge drop from Lotus, so that is a lot of misses. That's quite uncharacteristic.
Yeah, just maybe finding some misreads in that back half of the chart. We saw that lead start to flicker, and once Lotus really started finding those breaks, immediately sending the lead over to Thailand. Silly not able to hold on. And Law School also finding a break there at the very end, practically canceling each other out. But this is the break that Thailand needed. Even footing once again, we are now essentially in a best of 7 situation.
And we only have charts that are. This is the point where you kind of have to think about picking carefully, because Chronostasis might be like a super safe rice pick, maybe, especially that it's more of a mixed rice pick. Though we are going to be seeing actually quite a popular pick despite the drain time, Giselle.
And you were saying quite safe pick. I think this is anything but safe.
Yeah. Accuracy matters the most in a pick this long.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Quite brutal as well.
Yeah, clocking in at just under 5.5 minutes. You'd imagine something like this would be best reserved for tiebreaker, but no, it finds itself in the actual pool. And the players know it as well. They've been labeling this as a tiebreaker style pick with just how demanding it is.
Another interesting part in this chart is that we've seen on the previous 2 matches that we've seen already, like the amount of trills in this chart and how much they affect the scores of both of these teams. So both of these teams have to be super careful when they're treading those. Like you have to have that amount of aggression, but you don't want to lag behind.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of those situations we have seen where I think players have lost almost full percents of their accuracy just by not transitioning into those trills cleanly. And it can prove to be fatal for the runs. And so we're going to see a new face come in for Brazil. It's going to be Tart.
And Thailand's still holding on with their dynamic duo here. So it's only Brazil that have done substitutions this entire match. Anyways, while we're waiting, well, never mind.
Gonna start transitioning into something else.
I was about to say something. We'll save that for later.
Nah, we'll put that one up on the shelf for another time. The players are ready. We are going to get into what has proven to be a bit of a gauntlet of a chart. It is going to be Giselle coming out here. With the cameo appearance for Brazil.
These long notes in the intro, like despite how simple they are super easy to mess up on. Natsurio blinking the first one to blink.
Yeah, these are some extraordinarily long lands. Everybody handling the trill in the middle of the columns. Tart gonna be finding the first break for Brazil. Still very early on. This is going to be very close to call for long stretches of this map. We're gonna see this leaderboard flicker back and forth, you would imagine, as the players start to settle in here. Gonna crescendo and Philly.
Quite the uncharacteristic miss here, and the only good thing is that it's still super early in the chart, really. But you don't want Thailand to pull ahead too far as well. Like Law School is just being Law School. I think we're going to be expecting Law School to perform the entire way through. It's now really a matter of whether Brazil is able to maintain that consistency. And both second players, Tart and Natsurio, are keep up with their basically their leading teammate.
Yeah, for sure. In the face of staggering amounts of accuracy, such as Lost Coal standing in that 99.7 range at the moment, Brazil can definitely find their way back into this match if their average accuracy can stay above Natsurio. Natsurio is going to be kind of the linchpin for Thailand in terms of needing to maintain their own performance as well. And the only player in that 98% range for the moment. if they let it slip a little bit too far, can inadvertently lend Brazil a bit of a way back into this map. We're only a third of the way through at the moment. Everybody settling in, and as I say that, Tart finds a break on the transition, gonna hold off this advance for the moment and keep Thailand ahead.
I'm pretty sure like the stairs here are just polyrhythmic, so they're not really the most straightforward to read as well. So, like, there's no like people shouldn't be surprised if people are just getting random drops because these are not the most straightforward to hit at all. As we saw Natsurio kind of getting yet another drop, but Thailand is still able to maintain that lead, especially that Natsurio is about to hit the 400 combo cap.
Yeah, so one good thing about charts this dense, recovering is relatively easy if you can manage to string together a section or two in this trill. Everybody managing to make it through it so far. Second edition of it. Not over yet. These are so scary to read through, especially with those chords kind of thrown in there. Split-handed trills.
Oh, Noah dropping. Here we go with the
dropping on the
section.
There goes Tart, resetting the combo for Brazil. Going to cushion this lead a little bit for Thailand. As we make our way into this back half, some of these releases are very nasty to deal with. Overholding, very common as we see Tart drop once again here. Everybody else still holding on.
Like the second half of this chart is a bit more loaded with the long notes. So it does definitely favor Thailand by quite a margin now. Like Thailand just needs to maintain whatever they're doing now.
Yeah, Tart really struggling on that last dense LN section, maybe finding a bit of misreads as they try to regain their composure a little bit, down into that mid 98% range, down even below Natsurio, and this is exactly what Thailand needed to be able to stave off any potential advances here. Last quarter left to go. Silly finds a drop.
No more sizable combos left on the Brazilian side, so that is definitely going to help Thailand's cause here.
Yeah, for sure, especially with Lost Coal still holding on for the moment. Basically gonna throw a bit of a spanner in the works for any potential Brazilian comebacks in this chart. Last 8th left to go. That being said, I'm still holding my breath. There's still one massive trill to deal with, and we have seen some backbreakers on that one so far.
But before they even get to that part, they need to build up something because you don't want a disaster to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Making our way into this ending section. The fact that these players have been going for 5 minutes. Natsurio and Tart trade. These trades only help Thailand though. As some more drops coming out.
Drop Semifinals as well.
Full Brazilian reset.
This dumpy section not really helping any of these players except for Lost School. Lost School, the only survivor. Here we go, final trill.
Oh, everybody makes it through. And it will be Thailand taking their next point and taking the lead here.
15-200s. 15-200 full combo. Oh my gosh.
That is ridiculous levels of consistency coming out from Lost Cool here. And Thailand take the lead and make it 3-2 now. Oh my goodness.
That is absurd. But whatever Thailand is doing right now, they need to maintain that. Anyways, here we go with Brazil's next pick. Honestly, oh man, I'm not sure what would be their best pick between these two rice charts now.
Probably both. It's just a matter of which one you want to do first in this regard. That, or I mean, you can just go absolutely like hog wild with the next pick and do something like Lake Valor Remaster if you really want to like throw this entire match into disarray. I don't think Brazil willingly go into something like that of their own volition though. It'll probably be something like Chronostasis coming out, but remains to be seen.
like Valor is something that you'd expect Thailand to pick instead. And
Yeah.
if we're talking about Thailand's next pick, I would be picking Myosotis. Not Charter's bias, but it's their safest pick coming
It's
out of
gonna be
Giselle.
late Valor. Oh, they're going
What?
into LN1. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
You lost electromagnetic retribution. Zekus was a 2,000 point clencher. This has been a nightmare for players to deal with so far this weekend. You bring in somebody like Makaba. You have Silly Fangirl as well, who is probably going to play this. What's the worst that could happen?
Actually, now you mention it, yeah, it does make sense. Like Makiba and Silly Fangirl are super decent at long notes.
Mhm.
And like if there's anyone in the Brazilian team that are able to keep up with both of these Thailand players, it's both of them. So
Yeah.
I don't. It's a good pick in a way. Like this is their safest LN pick, if anything. But
It's so risky.
You know-
It is.
so risky. Like I don't know if this is a good pick strategy wise. Like mechanically, yes, it is.
Mhm. But I mean, at some point, this is probably going to come out, so might as well like rip the band-aid off while it's still viable to do so. And really, on a chart like this, maybe combo can see you through at the expense of your accuracy. And when I think of consistency combo-oriented players, I think Silly Fangirl. You just need to hang on just that little bit longer than your opponent to really see yourself through on a chart like this. And it is going to be the first substitution for Thailand this entire match. It's going to be Ken's coming in to back up Lost Cool here.
And now a spanner has been thrown in the works. We're seeing arguably one of the stronger LN duos that we'll be seeing in this entire World Cup, actually. So let's see what's going to happen.
What is it? Can't go to the show if you don't buy a ticket. This is arguably the riskiest pick that Brazil has. Gonna roll the dice here. See if they can maybe pull a fast one over Thailand as we make our way into the chart. And we can already see the damage being done.
Okay, but 98% act like it's going to be super hard on them to keep up because like Lost School and Kenzie is basically Thailand at 100% strength.
Yeah, and a couple of drops across the board. Silly being the first one to find one. Makaba and Ken's trading back here. And stop us if you've heard this one before. Lost Cool kind of just chilling right now. 99.6, highest accuracy in this lobby by a long shot, accounting for a majority of this Thai lead as we make our way out of this first quarter of the chart. Makaba finding another drop. It is eventually traded back by Ken's, but Silly trades in return, and that one's probably not going to get answered back as we see the density start to ramp up just a little bit here.
It's just Lost School and Kenzie just having a bit more synergy in this pick. Like Makiba has been getting a few drops here and there, and Silly Fangirl doing just enough really to keep themselves afloat. But like, how do you keep up to someone maintaining a 99.5 on this? And that's with Kenzie also getting a few drops here and there as well.
Yeah, despite all the drops from Ken's, they are getting traded by Brazil. Another full team wipe on their side. Not going to help matters here as we make our way into the last quarter of the chart. Makaba and Silly Fangirl once again finding some more breaks. And I mean, we called it a risky pick at the start, and it looks like that risk isn't paying off at the moment. Lost Cool really holding down the fort for Thailand at the moment, basically assuring a breakpoint right from the get-go. And as this chart comes to an end,
Thailand has shown enough valor in this pick.
For sure.
I just had to drop that in.
What is that score from Lost Cool? That is disgusting levels of accuracy being shown. That is arguably one of the hardest LN charts in this pool. And Lost Cool just FCs it like it's nothing. And Thailand take the break point and make it 4-2 now, really putting the pressure on Brazil.
Now I want to see Myosotis. If there's any time that you want to pick Myosotis, it's now.
Yeah, I can definitely see that coming out next. Remains to be seen though.
And there you
Oh,
go.
and there it is. Yeah, you smell the discomfort from your opponents. You sense it. And you want to capitalize. You want to strike while the iron's hot. Make it a match point situation as soon as humanly possible to really put the pressure. And it looks like we're going to see Silly Fangirl depart.
Now, finally, I can say it. Like, while we're waiting for the action to pick up again, just a reminder, everyone, the Osu 7K World Cup 2023 team support banners are up on the Osu store. If you want something on your profile that shows which team you're supporting in this World Cup, please feel free to purchase them over there.
No better time than that for a cheeky little plug as we wait to see who is going to come in for Brazil. Based on the team composition so far, you wonder if maybe Silly Fangirl is maybe restarting their client to maybe deal with any lingering issues. Because we haven't seen anybody else come in yet.
It does appear that might be the case here. Or, they are going to do a substitution, it does appear.
Oh, okay, so maybe they're just trying to decide who between Lothus and Tart are going to come in to back up Makaba here. And it looks like it will be Tart. I don't believe Lothus is as comfortable on LNs as they are on Rice. So unsurprising there, maybe just giving Silly a bit of a break. Has played every chart so far for Brazil, so it will be a fresh composition for Brazil. Makaba Tart going up against Lost Cool and Kenzie.
Well, no surprises there for Brazil's substitution right there. I mean, we've seen Tart pretty much holding themselves very well on Giselle, but it's really a matter of like, can you not commit any mistakes now? Because on an LN coordination pick, it's worse than an LN release because like combo build up here is super slow.
Yeah, much slower. So any mistakes going to be basically put under a bit of a microscope and start to build an advantage the other way. Everybody managing to make it through this opening volley, albeit at the cost of some of their accuracies. Nobody above that 99.6 range. That being said, the average accuracy for Thailand, despite Ken's finding a bit of a drop into that 98% range, still in their favor for the moment as Tart finds the first break going into the second quarter of the chart. Oh, and another one there.
Getting consecutive misses, and Makiba also dropping their full combos, and no more full combos on the Brazilian side. Thailand holding on very well.
Yeah, and this
literally
is what I was...
and figuratively holding on well.
Yeah, and this is what I was referring to earlier with Atlanta 1. If you can just hold on to the combo, you can kind of spare some of the accuracy. Ken's down into that 97% range. Tart finds the miss, traded back here by Ken. So one FC gone on the side of Thailand, but Brazil definitely faring worse overall in these trades. Half the chart still left to go. Lost Cool still up in that 99% range. The only player in this lobby that can hold on to that claim. I mean, these releases are so painful, especially if you find those breaks.
And now here we go with the final part of the chart where just the pattern gets a bit more abrasive, really. Like semi-bracket like movements. Kenzie getting a drop chart as well, not finding this chart easy at all. Makiba as well. And Law School just destroying this.
Yeah, they have been inhuman so far in terms of their level of performance. Really just stamping their authority on this match and driving Thailand all the way up to match point. A quick 2-0 immediately answered 5 in a row for Thailand to really put the pressure on Brazil now.
How do you have 6 200s on this?
No, at this point,
Oh man.
you can just put your finger over the 200 column. They V1SS that. There were just 6 little hiccups. You're good.
Yeah. I'm in awe.
Yeah, that's one of those. You look across the screen and you're just like, you just tip your cap. It's like, okay, you know what? Fair, you got that one. And it's gonna be Uncharted Sky.
And this is, I think, the first time we'll be seeing this Osu original song. This song has been specially composed for this World Cup. So quite a nice thing that this gets featured in a match.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Law School is the only one left.
I think this can just take a screenshot of this. This has been this match personified. Just Law School standing head and shoulders above everybody else so far. Who on the side of Brazil can answer back? Silly checks back in after taking a map off. You imagine they've been able to keep it close. They have been able to match the accuracy Law School has had for moments, and it has counted for some of the points Brazil has gotten. Definitely do not count this roster out. There is still opportunities for them to make this a tiebreaker situation, but Natsuri are going to check back in to round out this tie composition. You imagine Lotus will be next to follow to round out Brazil's.
Yep, it should be Lotus that's coming in, and hopefully Brazil starting a campaign to mount a comeback here. As much as it is an uphill battle, but a climb, that first step has to start now.
Yeah, what better way to do it than on an original composition, as you had mentioned earlier. And Silly just 987k on my Osodas. That's pretty much the reaction we had here. Just
I'm pretty sure he commentated on 2 of Thailand's matches and also a few ones from last year as well. Like, I always get surprised with Law School's performances. It's so beautiful to look at.
Yeah. Definitely a mainstay. And Makaba coming in just asking for Lotus to be brought in. Yeah, before they swiftly depart. Don't want anybody thinking that Brazil's taking some extra time than needed. And there is the force add for Lotus.
Oh, does seem that everyone is locked and loaded for this pick. Also, before somebody mentioned, let me be the first commentator to make this joke. If this song is called Uncharted Sky, why is there a note chart for it? So it should be called Charted Sky. Yeah, there you go.
Got it. Oh, I can't keep a straight face through that one. Good one. Good one. But with that being said, it looks like the players are ready. We're going to get into this 8th map of this best of 11. Thailand on the precipice of punching their ticket into the second half of semifinals weekend. Brazil fighting for their tournament life now, needing to force a tiebreaker here to keep themselves in this match. And it's going to start with Uncharted Sky here.
Opening
burst catches out Law
getting their
School.
first drop in a long while.
literally their first drop since the first note of this match, and it is going to hand Brazil a bit of a lifeline here to work with. That being said, it's still very early on. I think it was before that 400 combo cap, so not going to do as much damage as if it were in the middle of the chart, but still, you take what you can and you run with it for as long as you can. Both Silly and Lothus above the accuracies of their Thai counterparts.
This is quite a 180 from what we've seen from the Brazilian side over the past 2 or 3 picks already. And it's quite a refreshing sight to see. But they have to maintain this form. And Lothus is the first one to blink on the Brazilian side. But the accuracy lead that the Brazil has is kind of maintaining that lead just now for the meantime.
Oh, that one's going to start doing damage. Does eventually get traded back by Naturo. Another couple to boot as well. Lotus's drops have been relatively clean, still in that 99.6 range, but that next one's going to start doing a tiny bit of damage as Law School starts to work their way up to try and contest Silly now. You imagine any more breaks from the Brazilians, they're going to start doing massive damage, and there goes the combo! Both full combos gone, but Thai...
clean drop from... Oh, okay.
Full combo reset on the side of Thailand at the moment, going into the last third of the chart. Lotus does find another drop as well. Nobody above that 400 combo cap. Spare for Silly Fangirl at the moment. Last quarter left to go. Lotus finding another drop as well. Unable to build up any combo at the moment. Silly and Naturo find the trade here. Oh my goodness, this is gonna come out to the wire once again. All these right charts have been so contentious. Last one standing above them all. Lost Cole once again. Where have we heard this one before? It is a tiny sliver of a lead. Lost Cole finds a break.
Oh, but it's a full drop on Brazil. That's where you're trading one of them, 2 of them. Oh man, this is super close.
No more mistakes can be afforded from the side of Brazil. Naturo finding the last couple of drops here. Lothus finds one in return, and another one to boot. Last couple of cores coming out here. Huge drops from Lothus. They cannot afford to find any more makes, but there it is, right there at the very end. Oh, at the end of it all, it will be Thailand taking the match 6-2. The last sections of Uncharted Sky, a little too much to handle for Lothus, and it hands the lead back and ends Brazil's 7-key World Cup run. Very well played from all players involved. Those were some electrifying back and forth, some very intense trades.
And that is quite a satisfying end to a match that has quite a story to tell overall.
Oh, for sure. The 6-2 does not do this match justice. There were some very close calls. But congratulations to Thailand. Not done yet this weekend. Got one more match to see if they can make it through to finals weekend. Commiserations to Brazil. A hard-fought battle, but their run ends here. But with that being said, that will do it for this block of 1 match. We'll be taking a bit of a break here, and we'll be returning at, I believe, 19 UTC with another losers bracket match.
Well, good luck to Thailand, because they will be facing one of the toughest opponents you will ever get in a losers bracket, which is China.
Oof.
And that is going to be an interesting match to watch overall as well.
Yeah, for sure. But yes, we will be back at 19 UTC. It will be Spain taking on Canada for the right to play in the second half of the semifinals weekend. But Surf, outside of the banners that you plugged in the middle of the match, did you know that there's another way you can contribute to the prize pool for this tournament?
Yep, there is. Feel free to mention it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have the Open Collective, an initiative started last year, where if that $250 for the banner is not enough and you're feeling more generous and want to help grow the prize pool for the players, you can donate as much or as little as you want to ensure that the players are rewarded for their efforts. This is a very grueling tournament. These map pools are going to get so much harder. So outside of that, you can also buy banners to support the countries that you support, even if they have been eliminated already. just show a little bit of appreciation for the work that they put in. But with that being said, Surf, unless you have anything else left to say.
That is it for me tonight.
Alrighty, so until then, take your breaks, maybe play a little bit of OS in the meantime, and we'll catch you guys later.